There are two people who, if they're in a movie, I'll definitely go watch it regardless of reviews and everything, or I'll see it at some point, and that's The Rock and Tom Cruise. So this Mummy movie, it's a reboot that also sets up Universal Studios' shared universe for all their properties, which are basically all the monsters, Frankenstein, Dracula, blah, 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 blah. I find it weird that this one's the first one since Dracula Untold came out pretty recently, but that one isn't, I guess. I don't know. But hey, you know what? Maybe this one is a bit of a stronger start, so that's why Dracula Untold isn't. And I'm sorry to say it's really not. This movie has a lot of talent behind it. We've got Alex Kurtzman, who's directing it, and he was the writer for the Star Trek, the two of the new ones, Transformers, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And he's done work around the industry. He's somebody who knows how to do this, and so you expect something good. And you've got Tom Cruise, who usually signs on to pretty good roles. I don't think this is Tom Cruise's worst movie, Jack Reacher 2, but it's definitely not his best or even close to some of the stuff he's done. And Russell Crowe's in it too, I guess. I guess this makes Russell Crowe the first guy to be in two universes. I don't know if there was anyone else. I think he's the first. He was Jor-El in DC's universe, and he plays a character in this one. And I'm not going to spoil the character, even though you could look up the IMDb page and see who he plays. I actually might do a spoiler talk for this movie because there's a lot of stuff I have to say. Basically, this movie doesn't know what it is or what it wants to be. It's almost like there were three versions of this movie written. One is The Mummy. It's like a cool mummy movie. The second is a shared universe starter. And then the third is a mummy movie, but instead it's like a mummy comedy, kind of like Zombieland. And they put it all together, and as a result, none of the three things work. This plot is so messy. It's all over the place. I kind of just wish it would just focus on the mummy and focus on the locations and stuff, but it flies between locations, and there's these visions and things that aren't true. It's confusing, and not in an intricate way, oh wait, let's look at that again and see what that was like. It's in a stupid way. It's like it'll cut between things and you won't know what it exactly it's trying to say at times, and then it clarifies it later sometimes it still doesn't. But yeah, it's a mess. That's really all I can say negative about it. Is pretty much everything in that regard is terrible. Jake Johnson of New Girl fame plays the comic relief in this, and he's really not in it enough to be the comic relief, except he is in it and is still the comic relief. And that just really, what I'm saying to you doesn't make sense, but if you've seen the movie, you know it does, and that's exactly why it's bad. Tom Cruise, as always, brings his A game. I think his performance in this is actually really good for what he's just told to do, and the script is just really bad. And when he's doing action, this is the man to do the action, right? Really works out perfectly. Everything else about it is pretty much ranges from meh to ugh. This movie basically, weirdly enough, gets worse as it keeps going. So, it starts off, at a solid base and then just works its way down until it's a pile of crap. The ending actually just feels like it's from a different version of The Mummy, and they just put it on this one. At the end of the movie, probably the last 15 minutes, I was laughing. I was physically laughing because I could not hold it in. I was the only one in the theater laughing, and there weren't that many people in the theater. Because it was ridiculous. I was just like, no way this is happening right now. I'm laughing thinking about it because it's so ridiculous. And it's so stupid. Yet this is a huge movie. Anyway. There's two things that probably happened with this movie. Either they wrote the first draft and then just made it, or they just cut 30 or 40 minutes of character development out of it. That's the only explanation I have for how this ended up being this way. Should you go see The Mummy? I mean, actually, if you watch it, you're pretty entertained, and you do want to know what happens. It's just what happens is not satisfying at all in every time. every time. It's the least satisfying way of something to happen. So, I mean, if it's on TV or if you got a free ticket like I did or something and you want to just go watch a movie or something like that, I think you can sit through The Mummy and not cringe that much until the last 15 minutes. Overall, I will give The Mummy 2 stars. And that one of those stars is for Tom Cruise. Anyway, if you've seen The Mummy, I'd like to see what you think. Did you like it? Did you hate it too? Did you hate it for a different reason or something? Did you notice something else that might make me laugh at it? I don't know. You gotta tell me. Leave your comments. Yeah, and if you like this video, don't hesitate to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button to get more of me, you know? And definitely share it with your friends. That was it. As always, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.